Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is Christmas Eve for those of us who celebrate, and for those of us who don't celebrate, it's December 24th. I'm drinking some new coffee today. I ordered it from this Bones coffee company. This is their dark roast. It's actually very good. Alright. So how is everybody? Are y'all having a great week? I had a very stressful week at work and on Facebook, so I really didn't get a lot of stitching done. It was also my late week, so that meant that I got home later, which meant everything got pushed back later, so by the time I could sit and stitch most nights, I was too tired to. So I didn't really do a lot of stitching this week. It's good coffee. Alright, but I do have some haul. Of course, I have my lovely Q&A, and a few small updates. So, here we go. Alright, so of course, as always, Q&A. So, the first one comes from, Stephanie Natalia. She's also known as Nini.Stitch on Instagram. And she spent a month binge watching me, so bravo to you for getting through all of that. 163 videos is not anything to snort at. Her first question is, you call fabrics like fat quarter and fat eighth. What does it mean? Is it a yard divided into quarters or something like that? The answer is yes. Fat meaning that instead of, so you've got, let's see, we'll use this note card if I can reach it. Okay, so this is your yard of fabric. Fat meaning that instead of being, when it's cut in a half, instead of being cut that way, it's cut this way, and then from there. At least that was my understanding. So, so you would have, we'll fold the note card, so you cut it in half this way, and you get two fat halves. Now, some designs require a fat half cut the other way, like Giant Harry Potter, but those are exceptions, less so than the rule. So there's your fat half. And then that, cut again, becomes your fat quarter, your fat eighth, and then every once in a while you get a fat 16th. And sometimes even less. But generally fat eighth is where it stops. And then she says, what do you do at a retreat? Do you have classes? What is the purpose? It sounds fun, but since I'm in Indonesia, I don't think I can attend. Well, you can always attend if you're willing to fly from Indonesia, but that's your own call there. Some retreats, the one like I went to, the ones that are the more common ones, are more just about a whole bunch of stitchers getting together in a hotel room and having a good time. Or in a hotel conference room. There are some that do classes. There's one in, like, the Philadelphia area. There are a couple throughout the year where you actually go and you attend a class and you do a specific project. Generally, there's a specific designer there, so you get to meet them. So it sort of depends, but mostly it's just about people getting together and stitching and having a good time and not having to wear real clothing. I mean, we wear clothing, but most of us, I think, were in our pajamas the entire time. Amy Peterson asks, how do you determine the right side of a fabric? 99.9% of the time, there isn't really a right or wrong, at least to me. It depends on, sometimes, the way it dyes, the back one side might be a little lighter than the other, so that can kind of make your decision there. But some of them, like the ones from Fabric Flare or Vintage Country Mocha, they're printed on one side only, and you can usually tell when you flip it over which is the wrong side. Where I ran into trouble last week with the one I was showing you, is it's got a very faint yellow stripe down it. So, the stripe was kind of almost the same on one side or the other, so that was what I ran into trouble with. Emma Park, the the piece, the fabric I'm working on for Beatrix Potter isn't. It's just a general linen. It was the silk for the blue words is called A Perfect Day, but that's actually a really cool, sort of interesting connection that I would never have made. The Beatrix Potter, outside really of Peter Rabbit, isn't well known over here. Now, I'm sure this new movie that looks atrocious will probably change that. But he's not that well known here. So that's kind of an interesting little connection. So there you go. Alright, so that was kind of all the Q&A this week. I know with Christmas everything is going crazy for everyone. But please do not be afraid to throw out some comments and questions, because I do love them. Alright, so this week's haul, there was actually one thing that I forgot. That I was getting. So, I'll show these to y'all. It comes from a company on Etsy called ACO Stitchery, and here's her card. And I don't remember what her new Instagram handle is, but Pie Crust Promises actually was the one who posted about it on her Instagram and led me to it. So here they are. They're super awesome nerdy enamel pins that combine all sorts of things. So I got two. They are pins. I know Kate Landry's going to turn these into minders for me, because she's awesome. But the first one is a Christmas wreath with Mickey gingerbreads, and the wreath is a Mickey head. So I thought that was super cute. And then this one, which is the entire reason I had to buy one right that second then, it's the mirror from Beauty and the Beast, and it says, what a puzzle to the rest of us, and it has Luna's spectroscope glasses. How awesome is that? And she's got some of the really cool ones. She's got like a Stormtrooper Mickey head. She's got some Peter Pan ones. It's pretty awesome. And her shipping was phenomenal. I ordered them like on a Tuesday morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning before I went to work. And they went out in the mail that morning. And had the United States Postal Service not been stupid, they would have actually delivered last Friday. But they instead delivered Monday. So, and they came, I think I posted the picture on Insta, but, they came wrapped super cute. It was really very, very well done. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on ACO Stitchery, and so should you. Then, my next order of Soda Stitch charts came in. So, here they are. This time, I got Santa's Village 1. Boop. Then I got World Festival, the girl and the boy. So here's the girl. It's got Venezia Carnival, Kirchenhof, Lantern Festival, Rio Carnival, Halloween, Oktoberfest, and Viking Festival. And then the boy is the same, but with boy wear. How cool is that? And then I got, because they're in the two Fairy Tale Land, and I've got the rest of them, and even though I won't stitch the individual ones, as you'll see, I am incorporating some design elements from the original ones to replace for things that I feel like need to be in there. So I got Pinocchio with a pink fairy instead of a blue fairy, and The Little Prince. So, there was that. I did work some redesign. I will be starting my Fairy Tale Land. I'm starting with, I think it's Fairy Tale Land 2. But I'm starting with Beauty and the Beast. So, and I've got some fun surprises planned that I shared with a couple of people already. So, it'll be pretty awesome. And on that note, while I'm thinking about it, those of you in the Soda Stitch group, in case you did not see my post, I know a lot of us are waiting on fabric. through no fault of hand dyers at all. And actually, I want to come back to that in just a second before we get to my whips. So, if for some reason it looks like we're not all going to have fabric before the 1st, I am more than willing to push the date back to the middle of the month, and I will just figure out something else to start on as my New Year, New Start. But there we go. So, for anyone who is in the group and is sweating it because of lack of fabric, because I know you'll all have your patterns, because Trish is amazing. If you're sweating it because of lack of fabric, don't worry. I'm not a monster about these things. Especially if I don't have my fabric and I'm the boss. So there you go. On that note, and I meant to do this last week, and I forgot. There is something that I've sort of noticed in groups that I feel like really needs addressing. There are a ton of fabulous hand dyers out there in our community. With very limited exception, most of them do not do it as their full-time job. Or I say most of them. Many of them don't. Many of them, it is their full-time job, actually. I think it's becoming more and more increasing. But there are some things to bear in mind, keep in mind. The first of which is they are humans. They are usually doing it by themselves. They are one person with however many orders. They can only do so much in a day. It's not like they have a vast stock of things already made up, ready to go. They're generally all going to be dying to order. I know there are some that will keep their most, 2 or 3 most popular colors on hand, but by and large, no, they don't. For one thing, they just don't have the space for it. So, when you place an order, you have to remember, it is not going to go out within a week, generally. It's definitely not going to go out the next day. So, that in mind, and that being said, almost all of them out there are amazing with communication. I know some have had some issues getting a specific type of fabric. It's the holidays, so the Postal Service is crap, which is crap here to begin with, gets even crappier this month. It is also December. It is also the height of flu season, so people are getting sick, or if they're not directly sick, someone that's in their household is sick, and they're having to stop and take care of them, as well as keep themselves afloat. And so please, please, please be patient, be polite. 2 to 3 weeks is the standard. This time of year, I would even say 3 to 4 weeks, possibly even up to 6. If you see that before you go reaching out to them, check their groups and see if there's something. If it's on, if this is Wednesday morning and I go to someone's group and I see on Monday night they say, "Hey y'all, I've got the flu, I'm going to be a little behind," then obviously I'm not going to message them and go, "Why hasn't my fabric gone out? Blah, 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 blah." Because all it does is it makes it harder on them, it makes it less enjoyable for them, and runs the risk of them deciding, you know what, I don't need this in my life, and calling it a day. And then we would all be poorer for it. Well, financially we might be richer, but spiritually and emotionally and craft-wise, we would be poorer for it. So that's my soapbox. Hopefully the last one for the year. Damn, that's good coffee. Alright, so I'll show you what little bit of whip work I got done. And I just realized one of them's not in here with me, so I'll just show you the picture from Instagram. I did finish the border on Summer Patchwork. It took me longer than I wanted to on my lunch breaks at work, but I did not mean to do that. Okay. Okay, well, but there it is. Oh god, that's bad glare. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Yay, border done! Woo! Alright. So I'd intended on, to try and finish Legend of the Blue Sea. That did not happen. I fault Facebook drama for that one. So I got part of her tail started. So there we go. So I may work on her this week. I don't know. I'm kind of just going with the flow. I've got Zodiac back up on the bars, but I've only done like half of a ring, so that wasn't worth showing. I had a real bad head. I didn't really stitch much yesterday. I had a bad headache. I sat down to stitch, and then I took an impromptu 2.5-hour nap, and then I had a headache, and my eyes were tired. And then by the time the headache was gone, and the eyes weren't tired, it was just I was tired. So I didn't do much stitching yesterday. I did work on my stocking this week. I got the red and Santa's coat done, and had very little left to show. And I started on the ecru part, but there was one night I had to sew Velcro onto a costume, a Santa costume, and it destroyed my thumbs. So that was the night I was trying to do the white. But I at least got that part done. Yay! And I literally had this much of that color left after I was done. So glad. So I worked on that. I did actually, Friday night and yesterday morning, get some projects into bags with their fabric, so we got that done. I also worked on Autumn Splendor, and I got 2 more bands done. Or, excuse me, Fall Splendor. So I did these little wheat sheaths, and I did the herringbone stitch band. So, I have no idea what I'm going to take to my parents tomorrow to work on during Christmas stuff. Because I'll sit there and stitch when I think Mom wants to watch a movie, and I'll stitch through part of the movie, I'm sure. Probably something simple. Nothing too complicated so that I'm not just losing my focus. But what that will be, I don't know. We shall see. I may actually take the Lizzie Cake Christmas one. That's probably a very good one to take. Or I might take the stocking. Because that's just some... Actually, that would probably be the smartest thing to take. Because then I could get some of the white and then the green and start in on the pants. Actually, I think that's what I'll do. Alright, well, I think that's it for me this week. Next week's video will have my haul, as well as my January stitching plans. Yay! I hope everyone out there who celebrates has a very, very happy Christmas tomorrow. I hope that it's full of joy and fun and not crap. If it is full of crap, I apologize, and I send my sympathies. For those who don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a great start to your week, and if you're in a industry where you have tomorrow off because it's a federal holiday, even if you don't celebrate, congratulations on a Monday off. So, anyhow, that's it for me. I will see you all next week.